The only thing I was hoping to get out of this movie was just to be entertained, as Luca Guadagnino was directing it, who always has some emotional complex characters, so I was looking forward to it but not too crazy about it. And I have to say, this movie surprised me in ways I was not expecting at all. This is one of those movies where the trailer does not do justice of how good a movie actually is. Sure, it does follow these three characters who play tennis and find themselves in a love triangle, but it's much more than just a threesome romance you would expect. It's deeper than all of that. It explores friendship, competitiveness, romance, and leaves you in the middle of the chaos. It's like a whole tennis match, the movie. It goes back and forth, back and forth. We are presented the story in a non-linear fashion, going back to the past and forth to the future again and again. The music starts playing at the most random times and ends abruptly, something we are used to seeing in action movies or sci-fi thrillers, but Luca has used this to a great effect in intensifying the drama and showcasing the gravity of the situation. Because how frequently music is used in this, it becomes an integral part of it. It's actually the soul of the movie, and Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross have gone all out in making sure the soundtrack does not fail at all. Once you settle in and understand the rhythm of how the movie is using the music, you not only enjoy but expect the sound to start playing every time something dramatic happens. You're looking forward to it. Every confrontation, every interaction is like an intensified tennis match, back and forth. With every sentence, the character revealing a secret, like an attack or playing defense, by not admitting what they actually want. Some say tennis is an art as well, and the way the entire movie feels like a tennis match just sums up how good of an art this movie felt to me. It's thoroughly entertaining, and I could not find a moment in the movie that I felt was boring. Sure, you can say that it was cheesy, corny, over the top, but it feels fresh. The famed section from the trailer on the bed is such a hilarious scene. I mean, I just love how Justin Kurichkis wrote the movie, and especially that scene. Credit to Luca as well. He does know how to get genuine laughs out of people among all these forced humors you see nowadays. It was so refreshing to see something that's actually funny and felt organic. What also catches your attention is how the movie is shot and edited, be it close-up shots of characters sweating in slow motions, using the camera as the tennis ball, how tennis court looks from the hollow earth. Sure, we have seen slow motions in sports, but using it in the middle of the conversation, not a lot of people do that, what Luca's done with this movie. And I just wish more people experimented with such variety and commitment to the shots that adds a new flavor to the movie. Zendaya, Mike, and Josh O'Connor are the three main characters, or actually the only characters throughout the movie that you will see. They literally carry the movie, and honestly, you couldn't have gotten better casting than this. You can feel the chemistry among these three from the get-go. The feisty, spicy, and hot conversations do feel teenagey, but you do see the transformation as we go ahead in the timeline. Zendaya's character is batshit crazy. I mean, all three of them are. I saw Zendaya last in Dune Part 2, and I have to say, weird, unbridled character is where I like Zendaya the most. She is confident, has a sense of humor, proud, and unapologetic about the way she is. There are various close-up shots, the things she does with her eyes, or showing her frustration with her inability to physically do something. She can really make you feel stuck, especially emotional bits that really gets to you. She is competitive as hell and tries to live vicariously her life as a tennis player by coaching Mike, the second character in our love triangle. Mike, however, it took some time for him to grow on me. He is that reserved guy who speaks less, just has one or two friends, and is really simple. He really shines in moments shared with Josh O'Connor's character. Their friendship is something we can talk about all day, but it just fits. The bonding, the closeness, the physical proximity these guys share with each other, the comfort level, just screams childhood best friends vibes all over. But even with Zendaya giving such a magnetic performance, the start of the movie movie has to be Josh O'Connor's character Patrick for me. He is so unhinged and has a charm. Maybe it's the British charm that he brings to the table. Just his presence spices things up. With music starting to play in the background, intensifying the situation, he on the other hand is chilled about everything. Just scraping around, playing tennis and living on his own with whatever he can find to latch on to. Within all this, he is still shown to value his friendship over other benefits, which is the character I just fell in love with. The non-linear storytelling, however, changes the timeline pretty rapidly, and if you're not used to it, it might be a little difficult at times to keep track of where you're at. Especially within flashback, they also go a day ahead of the flashback and sometimes complete conversations using bit from flashback conversations. If you are someone who tries keeping track of where we are in the timeline actively while watching the movie and you feel you're lost, don't just fix your mind on that. Just enjoy what's there in front of you and all will make sense in the end. Same with music as well. Like I said, it starts pretty randomly between conversations and ends abruptly. If you're not used to it, it might feel new, but believe me, you will settle in very quickly and you will love the same thing about this movie. There are a few subtle things that the movie tries to do a little too much, which is showing the financial condition of Josh O'Connor's character, and I feel they established that pretty early in the movie, but they keep bringing that back, and sometimes I feel they could have avoided it, especially with this scene where they show his broken screen. I mean, that I felt was a little too much. They had already established well enough that his character is not equally financially stable as Zendaya's or Mike's character. The relationship between these three guys is romantic, exciting, and might be unethical for some people. No doubt, what they have is toxic and the movie does not shy away from accepting that. But it's not for us to decide what's right and wrong and who's who. This movie is for us to experience the threesome, like a tennis match. 2 players, 1 trophy. It's also not as simple as saying winner takes all because how deeply flawed and tangled their relationship is. And that is the best part of the movie. It does not try and teach you anything. It does not feed you with what it thinks is right. It's gray like that. It's up to you to decide, which is why I think the movie ends how it ends, which is it ends in the middle of